is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am here with Ingrid Groiss at her stand at Vievinum. We're on the last day of Vievinum. How has Vievinum been for you, Ingrid?
Vievinum is a great fair because we meet a lot of people from other countries like you. They're coming from the States, from Canada, from Asia, and it's really interesting to see how many people are interested in Austrian wines.
Now, you come from a region that we don't see too often in, or at least on the label, in Canada. I'll let you pronounce it because I bugger it up every time. It's Weinviertel?
Weinviertel.
Almost.
If you translate Weinviertel, it means district of wine. So the name for the region says everything about the meaning of this area. The Weinviertel is the biggest wine growing area in Austria. It's not one Weinviertel existing because of the size. You divide between the eastern and the western part of the Weinviertel. You find worse soils there, but also in my region, in the western part, conglomerate soil that is quite stony, quite chalky, and perfect for Grüner Veltliner and gemischter Satz.
And for those people who really don't know the region, what other grapes do you grow there apart from the Grüner Veltliner?
Of course, we have some red wines, we have some Zweigelt, we have some really warm, areas where it fits really well. Personally, in my region, we find Grüner Veltliner and gemischter Satz. Gemischter Satz means field plant. That means a lot of different varieties are planted together in one vineyard. It looks like this.
That looks like a nightmare to harvest. How does that work out?
It's not a nightmare to harvest. Actually, it's the best thing that can happen. In former times, planting mixed was the way of doing it. Because if you plant a lot of different varieties together in one vineyard, the vineyards are much more vibrant, much more vital.
So it's not a monoculture.
And the grapes, they're much healthier than if you just have a monoculture with one grape variety.
So I was actually amazed to find out that the wine that you have is one of these field blends. Was 17 varietals?
Yes, my granny, she planted already 50 years ago this vineyard. At this time, already completely mixed. I'll show you my granny. You know, I made a picture of her once. And when I took the picture, she said, "Oh, you don't put this to the internet." So now my granny will be in a video blog.
Okay.
She's 87 now.
Oh, she's still alive.
Of course, and she's absolutely healthy and mentally completely fit because she always cared about the vineyards.
Yes, yeah.
So this kept her really fine.
How would you describe your winemaking philosophy, Ingrid?
For me, it's important if you write a label, if you write a region on your bottle.
Das ist reserviert für Wien.
Like Grüner Veltliner and an appellation and a region. You have to find this in a wine again. A winemaker has several goals. You should find the character of the vintage, of the region and of the variety, as well as your personality in the wine. For me, it's important that every wine has another idea, but every wine for itself should be great and outstanding.
I found all of your wines to have amazing extract for your region. Where does that come from?
We care a lot about our soils, we care a lot about our vineyards. So I think the main goal is to harvest healthy and physiologically ripe grapes. So if you have unripe, unhealthy grapes, if you have dead soil, you cannot make a great wine out of it. It's not possible.
Do you have a favorite of all of your wines?
Every wine is like my baby or my child.
That's why everybody answers to that question.
But you know, every wine has another idea behind it.
Yes.
The fresh, fruity Grüner Veltliner. It's a wine you can drink in summer and terrace. You can bear when you have dinner. Like the Sauber. It's really creamy, it's minerality, it has this saltiness. It's completely different, of course. Like, it's the same with food. You like in summer probably a salad more than a steak, but a salad can be the same as great as a steak, you know?
I have to say I've found over my many years coming to Vievinum, I've seen a certain evolution in the way that Grüner Veltliner is vinified and made into a wine. And I'm seeing an awful lot more interesting I guess, a different kind of takes on Grüner Veltliner. Grüner Veltliner being the signature grape in Austria here. What do you have to say to that?
Grüner Veltliner is our most important variety. Grüner Veltliner is fantastic because Grüner Veltliner can show so many different faces. It has so many characters. You can make great, fresh, fruity wines out of it. You can have this classical, fermented, reserve categories that has this minerality, the power, but you can also ferment it in oak barrel and store it in oak barrel, then it shows this creaminess, a little bit of Burgundy style almost. So it's funny and you can play a little bit with the variety. It always fits for every food pairing. It always makes fun and everybody understands the variety.
Being a purist myself, I'm still warming to the examples of Grüner Veltliner in oak. You have a couple of yourself. You're perfectly happy with that?
Absolutely. These are wines that have a really gorgeous aging potential. In the first 2 years, probably all reserve category wines are too young. In former times, everybody thought just Riesling has this aging potential. But in truth, I drink now old Grüner Veltliners from the 60s, 70s, 50s, you recognize how great this variety is when you keep it in your cellar and if you are a little bit patient.
Ingrid, I really appreciate your wines today and thank you very much for spending time with us at Good Food Revolution. We hope to see you in Toronto at some point in the future, but for the time being, we'll enjoy your wines in Vienna.
It was my pleasure.
Take care. Good night.
Thank you.